What up? Yeah. Mike Manifestations, baby. We back. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you guys had a safe holidays. We back in the building. Mike Manifestations podcast, baby. Here we go. So if your spouse stopped wearing their wedding ring, would you still see it as nothing or everything? Let me know. We getting into it, baby. Yeah. Mike Manifestations, baby. We in the building. How's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in. Those that haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you guys do so. We in the building, baby. Let's go. Mike Manifestations, baby. 2026. Crazy ass year, huh? We'll see what things bring this year. Hope y'all have a safe and good next year. So some of the biggest relationships issues don't start with cheating. They start with small things that quietly mess with your peace, right? A habit, a change, especially this new year, a symbol that suddenly isn't there anymore. And when those small things aren't talked about, they grow into doubt, insecurity, and resentment. So today's episode is built around a mic drop confessions that a lot of couples, married or not, are going to relate to. Let's get into it, baby. Yeah. This isn't about accusing. This isn't about assuming the worst. It's about understanding why small things carry big emotional weight in relationships. Once again, guys, I'm Ben. This is Mike Manifestations Podcast. Let's jump into it, baby. Let's jump into it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, guys. So like I said, this is part of the mic drop confessions. If you guys haven't heard about it, you will. Anyways, all right, it's time for mic drop confessions, baby. This is a space where you send in the real stuff, relationship questions, insecurities, situations you don't feel comfortable asking out loud. Everything shared here is anonymous. No judgment, just honesty. We put it all together for you here on Mike Manifestations Podcast, guys. Let's get into today's confession. Let me know what you guys think, all right? This is a hot one. Just for the purposes of the podcast, this is going to be Martha. So, let me know what you guys think. So, Martha wrote in and says, is it that the ring is just uncomfortable and you don't like wearing jewelry in general? Or is it that you'd like a little harmless flirting attention in public, Or maybe you're looking for the next option to move on from your current spouse. Or maybe you just forget to put it on. I'm dealing with this in my marriage right now, she says. My husband doesn't wear his wedding ring because he says it's uncomfortable. You know that thing right there? He says, I try to fix this by getting him a silicone, super lightweight version so he wouldn't have to wear his heavy tungsten, what am I saying? Tungsten band, but he won't wear that either. He even admits it's so light that he can barely feel it. I understand not wearing it at the gym because he lifts. I understand not wearing it at the gun range. She says, I take mine off too, but I put it right back on before leaving. But what would the reason to not wear it everywhere else be? That's crazy, huh? Those of you that are married are like, what? I know, I can hear you. But yeah, it happens. Martha, first, You're not crazy for feeling this way. You know, there's a lot of toxicas out there, you know. But yeah, but because the ring itself isn't really the issue, what it represents is a wedding ring is a symbol. It says, I'm chosen, I'm committed, I'm proud to be married. So when it's not there, even unintentionally, your mind fills in the gaps, you know? And that's not insecurity, that's attachment. You know, small things matter in relationships because they're tied to emotional safety. And when something changes without explanation, it starts to create doubt. You know, you start thinking like, you know, what's this nigga scheming? Oh, my bad. Sorry, didn't mean. Now let's slow down and be fair. There are people who genuinely hate wearing jewelry. No rings, no watches, no necklace. You know, for some people, you know, rings feel restrictive or distracting, especially if they lift weights, work with their hands, or shoot at the range. You know, that part of it makes sense. You know, I personally, you know, never wore a lot of, I mean, I don't wear jewelry. I mean, my ring, my watch, you know, those just because my watch was a gift from my daughter. My ring, obviously, because I'm married. Um, I don't wear it all the time. Like you said, if you're working with your hands or you're working with other things, you know, when you come in contact with electrical stuff or anything possibly electricity, you know, that metal is gonna cause, you know, um, I don't know what the word is, but anyways, but you know, but here's where it gets complicated. You know, you offered solutions, a lighter ring, a silicone band, um, and even when he admits it barely feels like anything, he still won't wear it. You know, that's when it stops being just about comfort and starts becoming about resistance. You know, he's resisting the, you know, any options that you're putting out there and so forth. But yeah, it doesn't have to be that way. But with that, guys, I want to pause right now for a quick second because conversations like this take real mental energy. When you're trying to communicate calmly, stay patient, and not overreact emotionally. Focus matters. That's why I want to shout out today's sponsor, W Energy. W gives clean, steady energy without the jitters. When you're recording, editing, or navigating heavy conversations like this one, you know, relationships and communication, you know. So if you want to support the podcast, head over to www.w.gg and use promo code Mike Manifestation Podcast 24 for 10% off your entire order. Yep, that's www.w.gg. Promo code Mike Manifestations Podcast 24. All right, let's jump back into it, baby. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of you guys are like, what? This topic is crazy. My husband does that, or my wife does that, or, you know. But anyways, so when a partner avoids something that clearly matters to you, it's not about the object anymore. It's about what they're resisting. Not necessarily cheating, not necessarily bad intentions, but maybe not wanting to feel labeled, wanting, you know, or not realizing how deeply this affects you. This is where communication has to be honest and not accusational. You know, you don't want to be. You just want to be honest. You don't want to be accusing them of cheating or looking good or wanting to look good, for Sancha, like who you looking good for, who you trying to impress, but Martha, here's the mic drop comment, mic drop moment. This isn't about forcing him to wear a ring. It's about expressing what it means to you. The conversation might sound like this, maybe. I don't know. It can go either way. It can go a ton of different ways. Just let them know, when you don't wear your ring, it makes me feel unseen, insecure. Not because I don't trust you, but because that symbol matters to me. Not blaming him, not assuming anything, not accusing him of anything. If he loves you, he'll listen. And if he refuses to meet you halfway, that's information you shouldn't ignore. Because I'm sure there's probably both men and women that go somewhere, take off the ring. They don't want to seem like they're married, or they want to seem like they're available. So if your spouse didn't wear their ring, would it bother you guys, and why? Let me know that. Let me know in the comments, guys. Once again, if your spouse didn't wear their wedding ring, would it bother you guys, and why would it bother you? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you've gone through the situation, let me know as well in the comments what your guys' resolution or compromise was in regards to that. But with this, guys, like I said, mic drop confessions is open. If you got a relationship question, insecurity, or a situation you don't feel comfortable asking out loud, send it in. We'll talk about it. Like I said, mic manifestations, we don't sugarcoat nothing. We talk about anything and everything. Anonymous, no judgment. Like I said, real talk. We'll put it out there anonymously, and we'll talk about it. So drop your confessions. Let the mic speak. Like I said, it's everything's in the comments, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what if you guys have gone through any situations like this as well. But yeah, Martha, this isn't about a ring. It's about reassurance, visibility, and feeling chosen. Small things carry big meaning in relationships, and they deserve conversation, not silent resentment. Communication is key, I guess. You got to put it out there. You got to let them know what you're feeling, and vice versa. A lot of these people, like I said, go out there want to look like they're single and see what's better out there, or see if the grass is really greener on the other side. But in the meantime, you're having your spouse feel the way that they're feeling right now, and it's not right. And to everyone listening out there, guys, thank you. We're officially at 130 subscribers, and that's all because of you guys. Where we at? We're in a year into this already, and we only got 130 subscribers, man. We should be way above that. But anyways, like I said, I do this I do this for the fun of it, man. I just like to hear you guys' comments. I like to see what you guys think. But yeah, like I said, if this episode helped you, made you think, or made you feel seen, please make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, share the podcast, hit that bell notification on YouTube. That way you're notified every time these podcasts come out. It's every Tuesday. It's a lot of work. I don't want to say it's not. Even doing a podcast once a week is a lot of work. The time, the investment, the research, stuff like that. It doesn't go unnoticed though. I've had people that have come to me, hey, I started listening to your podcast. you know, and then they gave me some other ideas, you know. But like I said, with your help, we're pushing towards 1,000 subscribers right now, and then even beyond that before later on. And every single click truly matters, guys. It doesn't cost you guys a thing. I'm not charging anything for my podcast, for my YouTube, and everything else. So quick click on the like button, on that subscribe button, and we'll get there, baby. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. So like I said, once again, my name is Ben. This is Mike Manifestations Podcast, guys. Remember, stay aware, stay grounded, stay human. Once again, we out, baby. Another podcast in the books. First podcast of 2026. And with many more to come, guys. So like I said, make sure you guys hit that mic drop confessions. Send us an email, send us a DM. We're on all the social media platforms. Everywhere you listen to your podcast at. We're on YouTube, Mike Manifestations Podcast. Links in the description. Other than that, guys, hey, we'll catch you guys on the next one, baby. This has been great. Thank you. Have a good year. We out. Peace.
You know how we get down, chilling in the party with hoodie rats around. Could it be they love the way we talk, the way we move, the way we walk, or the way we grew? Whatever it is, they love it. California thuggin'.